I'm a big fan of sports, so to put it in a sporting analogy, I would just say you're permanently benched.
I didn't have an analogy, but they benched him already, mate. And he keeps getting up and running back onto the pitch. That's what's actually happening here. So imagine that. It's like he's been given a red card, and instead of going for an early bath, he's just sort of put on a comedy moustache and running back round the back in a goalkeeper's shirt. And they can't get him off the pitch, Norman. This is the problem. That's what's happening.
Hilarious.
Yeah. But that's what you've done. That's what you've just handed to me on a platter. That is what they've done. They've benched him, and he's still running onto the pitch and trying to kick the ball.
Dear. It's crazy, isn't it? It's unbelievable. Yes. Yeah, you're right. That's really tickled me. That's crazy. Yeah, absolutely.
So what can they do? What can they do except send on security? You'd get that. It'd be like when you get a streaker on the pitch. You get those slightly tubby stewards running onto the pitch trying to rugby tackle him.
Absolutely.
Oh, the British royal family. The world's most expensive reality show that insists it's above politics while behaving like EastEnders with crowns. And today's main character? None other than Prince Andrew, the man who somehow managed to turn I Don't Sweat into both a courtroom excuse and a national punchline. Welcome to C News, where we unpack the never-ending saga of the Duke of York, aka the Royal Boomerang. You throw him out, he comes back. You bench him, he sprints onto the field again, sweaty tracksuit flapping, yelling for the ball. It's the kind of content that makes even Netflix jealous. Let's rewind the tape, shall we? Andrew, Duke of York, the late Queen's second son, born with a silver spoon in his mouth and apparently a permanent get-out-of-jail-free card. Back in the day, he was the dashing helicopter pilot, the action man prince. Now he's the palace's most radioactive asset, the royal family's unwanted subscription service you just can't cancel. And why? Because Andrew didn't just make bad choices, he made catastrophically bad ones. He cozied up with Jeffrey Epstein, a convicted sex trafficker whose connections reached the highest echelons of power and influence. He partied on the notorious Pedo Island, mingling with the elite, and got snapped grinning next to Virginia Giuffre, who later accused him of sexually abusing her as a teenager. Andrew denies it, of course, but that photo, the one where he's smirking like he just won a raffle, is Exhibit A in the court of public opinion, haunting him ever since. When the Epstein scandal exploded in 2019, the palace scrambled like corgis on a polished floor, desperate to contain the fallout and shield the monarchy from disgrace. Damage control was urgently needed, so Andrew agreed to that infamous BBC interview, the single most unintentionally hilarious hour of television ever aired, and a PR disaster for the ages. Here on C News, we still run clips of it whenever we need a laugh. Andrew claimed he was at a Pizza Express birthday party the night Giuffre said he assaulted her. Yes, Pizza Express, as if the man who had private jets and royal chefs was suddenly slumming it over a deep dish, trying to sound relatable to the public. And then came the piece de resistance. I don't sweat. He said it with a straight face too, blaming a bizarre medical condition that allegedly kept him from perspiring. As if that explained everything. Britain collectively lost it. Memes were born overnight, spreading like wildfire across the internet. Sweat jokes became a national pastime. You can't write comedy like this, and the public couldn't get enough. But here's the kicker. The BBC interview wasn't damage control, it was reputation arson, torching what little credibility he had left. Public outrage went nuclear, and even the Queen, who reportedly had a soft spot for Andrew, couldn't save him from himself. In 2022, his royal and military titles were stripped, his HRH status suspended, and he was banished from official duties. Most of us thought that was the end of him. The Duke of York was now the Duke of Nope. But oh no, C News fans, this man is allergic to staying cancelled. No matter how many headlines scream his downfall, Andrew seems to have a built-in immunity to public disgrace. Every time the palace tries to sideline him, he comes strutting back like the world's most expensive boomerang. You think he's finally out, and then, whoosh, he's back in the spotlight, acting as if nothing ever happened. James O'Brien on LBC captured it perfectly, summing up the nation's collective eye roll. One of his callers, Norman, delivered a line so good it's practically royal scripture now, something that will be quoted for years to come. They've benched him, and he keeps running back onto the pitch, refusing to accept he's not wanted on the team. O'Brien laughed so hard he nearly fell off his chair, unable to contain himself at the sheer audacity of it all. And C News played the clip on loop for an entire week, turning it into an instant classic that everyone was talking about. Because that is Andrew in a nutshell, the guy who treats disgrace like it's just an intermission, a brief pause before the next act. And the palace? They're not exactly helping, fumbling every attempt to keep him out of the public eye. Andrew still lives at Royal Lodge, a sprawling taxpayer-funded mansion with round-the-clock security, as if nothing's changed. Imagine being told you're a disgrace, then getting to keep your mansion, your allowance, and your bodyguards. It's the royal version of failing upwards. Nice work if you can get it. Most people would be lucky to land on their feet. Andrew lands on a velvet cushion. King Charles, for all his eco-warrior speeches and tree-hugging photo ops, loves to talk about change. But when it comes to Andrew, he's shown about as much backbone as a bowl of royal trifle, wobbly and indecisive. He whispers about slimming down the monarchy, hinting at a new era of accountability, but apparently that doesn't include booting out the one guy making the monarchy look like a crime syndicate. The saga continues, and so does Andrew. Meanwhile, the royal family's hypocrisy meter is off the charts. Meghan Markle, a black biracial woman who committed the crime of existing while American, was basically fed to the tabloids. They leaked her private letters, painted her as a diva, and acted shocked when she and Harry left. But Andrew, the man whose name is forever linked with Epstein and underage trafficking? He still gets to trot along to Windsor church services, smiling like the Cheshire Cat. CNews can't stop pointing out this double standard. It's so blatant it's practically performance art. Every time Andrew reappears in the public eye, social media has a collective meltdown. It's like the internet can't help but explode with reactions, jokes, and hot takes every single time his name trends. Twitter, or X, whatever we're calling it this week, basically turns into a meme factory overnight, churning out endless jokes, GIFs, and viral threads that keep everyone glued to their screens. And over on TikTok, teens start reenacting the infamous BBC interview, adding their own twists and turning it into a viral challenge that racks up millions of views. CNews ratings absolutely skyrocket because, let's be honest, we just can't resist covering the train wreck in real time. It's the kind of story that keeps everyone talking. It's tragic, sure, but also, honestly, kind of irresistible. People can't look away no matter how much they want to. Andrew isn't just benched, he's pretty much the entire entertainment lineup these days, dominating every news cycle and talk show. And if you think 2025 has brought the palace some clarity, think again. The confusion and chaos just keep building. The Epstein files keep dripping out like a leaky palace roof. More names, more secrets, and more questions than answers. More documents, more embarrassment, and even more awkward moments for everyone involved. And yet somehow there are whispers of rehabilitation for Andrew, as if a PR makeover could really fix this mess. As if this man is a neglected Labrador that just needs a few treats and pats to be good as new, ready to rejoin polite society. Rehabilitation? CNews can't say this enough. You just don't rehabilitate someone whose biggest contribution to public life was making Pizza Express a crime alibi. Some things once memed are simply unforgettable. What would real accountability actually look like? Evict him from Royal Lodge, strip every last privilege and ship him off to a remote Scottish bothy with a sign outside that reads, "No perverts allowed." But honestly, that would require the monarchy to grow a spine. And historically, the Windsors prefer pearl clutching and PR spin to anything even resembling decisive action. And here's why this all matters. The monarchy is on seriously shaky ground. From Australia to the Caribbean, countries are openly debating becoming republics. Public trust in the institution is tanking faster than Andrew's credibility. This isn't just gossip fodder, it's the monarchy's actual future at stake. Every time Andrew pops his head up, it reminds people exactly why they want to cut ties with the crown. CNews loves the drama, sure, but even we know this circus act can't run forever. So where does this leave us? Right where we started, with Andrew refusing to stay gone, the palace refusing to get tough, and the public watching like it's the season finale of a very dark sitcom. Until King Charles actually takes the keys to Royal Lodge away, Andrew will keep giving the metaphorical middle finger to the monarchy, strutting back onto the pitch like the world's least self-aware footballer. And we at CNews will be here, popcorn in hand, bringing you every single ridiculous twist. Because let's face it, this isn't just a royal scandal. It's comedy, it's tragedy, it's history in slow motion. And as long as Prince Andrew keeps moonwalking over decency, the monarchy will keep looking like a clown car with a crown on top. Stay tuned, CNews viewers. This royal farce isn't over, not by a long shot.